Yesterday, one client come and said, and say, "Why you call the cheesecake anabolic cheesecake? Is anabolic?" I say, "What the fuck?"
They actually thought it had a PEDs in it.
Yes.
Fuck off.
He say, "Why is anabolic?" I would say
Because
like
it has
because
testosterone in it.
I put tren on
I
it.
crushed up clenbuterol and I put the clen in the powder in the cheese. Fuck's sake. That's actually that's why we're doing this episode, because people are fucking retarded, bro. Yes, now my people, welcome back to the Physique podcast, episode 5. Today we are joined by my good friend Mirko, who's an Italian coach and business owner. And we will get to know why you're in Bali and why we are having this podcast today. This main topic that we're going to talk about today is breaking bodybuilding myths and talking specifically about the myths surrounding PEDs, basically clearing up all the shit, because a lot of fucking questions get asked to you, to me. Some are silly, some are ridiculously silly, some are less silly. We're going to talk about all of that today. Now, first things first, introduce yourself, Mirko.
Yeah. First thing first. Please forgive me for my English, but yeah, welcome to the podcast of Steven. Obviously, I'm a bodybuilding coach. I'm Italian, and I'm here in Bali since 1 year and a half. I'm also a business owner here. I opened an healthy restaurant here in Bali almost 2 months ago. My goal is, like Steven, to teach the people what to do and how to do the things in a right way. So that's why we are doing this episode.
Yes.
And to break down the mess that is in this sport, unfortunately. Yes.
It's very good. The mess in this sport is a very good way of summarizing it, because in terms of the order of priority and the order of significance that people put on their overall physique goals, from my experience, from your experience, a lot of that comes down to the over-reliance on PEDs. Now, tell me about your exposure and your experience of the over-reliance that people put on PEDs and how important they think it is.
Like, I think there is like a lot of misunderstanding about PEDs.
Yeah.
In Italy, probably more, because for us it's like an argument that is not too much talked about. Maybe in UK, I think is like kind of...
Oh, it's spoken about a lot in the UK.
So, yeah, that's... Like, I remember, like, I was doing the video of PEDs in 2020. I was one of the first one talking about in Italy. Yeah. It's like not too much ago. And the people was insulting me because I was just giving information about PEDs. But the people was already taking. And that's why there is like a lot of misunderstanding, and the people don't know what to do and how to do. The people think that if you take PEDs, you can do whatever you want. And the people think that if you take PEDs, you can eat whatever you want. And it's all about PEDs, but PEDs is just a tool for me. Yeah. It's just a tool that amplify what you do. But if you don't train right, if you don't eat right, so PEDs is just like if you go with a car with a nose, without
the engine.
Without the engine, you don't go far.
You don't go anywhere, brother.
Yeah.
You don't go anywhere. Yeah. What kind of percentage would you put it down to? Because I did a video recently.
Yeah.
And I said 10%.
I agree on that.
You reckon, yeah? Same around 10%.
If it's not 10, it's 20, but still.
Yeah, still not as much as the training and nutrition put together. Because I think when it comes to the structure of importance towards your goals, it's definitely nutrition and training first.
Exactly.
Then your expenditure. Yeah. Then your PEDs.
Yeah.
You know, don't get me wrong. The last that last 10-20% can be very powerful.
Ooh, yes.
But you have to have the previous 80 to 90%.
A lot of people also here, we know a lot of people that eat so less calorie, like 2,200 for guys that weigh more than 100 kilos, and they just think that with the PEDs they can do whatever they want, but they don't know, like they are not growing muscle, they are just a balloon of water.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, a lot of people come to me and they go, right, the clen I'm taking isn't very good. The test is the problem. Yes. The tren is the problem. The mast is the problem. The primo is the problem. Yeah. The GH is the problem. Is something that I was having a conversation yesterday about this. Yeah. Somebody messaged me and was like, "Oh, all I need to do now is get good GH." And I was like, "Listen, bro. Like the fact that you think your progress is down to your GH supply is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, yes, GH can be used effectively, but if you sit on your ass and you take GH, good luck trying to grow some muscle. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
impossible.
like some of my clients that ask me like, why I don't lose fat with GH? Yeah, you can inject GH, but if you don't go like walking,
You need to be in a cardio deficit.
cardio, GH just release the triglycerides, but the triglycerides go back where they were. Like the people don't know shit about, and they think that if they take GH, they will grow, they will lose fat, like with Tren. Tren for me is the most overhyped steroids in the world because the people think seriously that if you take Tren, you can be a superhero. You won't. Most of the case, you won't. You will be just a.
Well, I listen. When I've
dickhead.
taken Tren in the past, I've
Yeah.
never taken more than 100 milligrams.
Yeah,
For me.
Oh.
And like, I have had conversations and I have had consultations with people that have come to me and gone, "Oh, this is my blood work. I've been taking 600, 750 milligrams of Tren," and my fucking face goes, "Wow." What the
Probably it was castor oil. Not
But this is
Tren.
what I'm saying. Like, again, me and you both, right? If
Yeah.
somebody comes to us and says, "I was taking 1 gram of test," our first question is, was it real test in the first place?
Yeah.
Because realistically speaking, when it comes to the ceiling of testosterone as a pathway, right? Everybody has its max, and that max will be no more than 500 milligrams, 600
Yeah.
milligrams at the most, right? So for me, it's 250, 200, right?
I can take 500 without any anti-aromatase inhibitor, but I'm one of the
Lucky.
lucky.
Yeah.
Because like most of the people are over 300 milligram need to use
Yes.
an astrozole or.
Anna's, yeah. So Arimidex, tamoxifen.
Yeah.
Do you-
There.
Do you think that does anything?
No, because like it's just like it's just for breast cancer. So
Yeah.
you just block the estrogen in this area.
It
That's
blocks it in the gynecomastia.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually affect anything else in the body, like physiologically.
Exactly, because the estrogen will be always high
Yeah.
in the body. If you want to keep down the estrogen, you need to take Arimidex, Femara, and all the other anti-aromatase inhibitor. But
Because all the tamoxifen does is basically blocks the side effect. It doesn't actually block
Exactly.
the process.
and most of in the gyno, the tamoxifen is one of the overused, like what we can call SERM.
Yeah, the word Psalms.
Yeah, and most of the people do that because in the past, when the Arimidex wasn't exist in the 80s, the people was taking tamoxifen because it was the only things to
Available.
block
Yeah.
gynecomastia. But now we're in 2024, and the people think about that tamoxifen do something. And also, tamoxifen is also bad for the gains because tamoxifen put down the GF1. That is
GF1, yeah.
Also Arimidex and stuff. That's why I always say to the people, reach the point of testosterone where you cannot take
The
anything.
maximization, like the max saturation point.
Exactly.
Because everyone has their own max saturation point when it comes to tests. Like,
Exactly.
I know myself, it's around 200, 250, right? Yeah. And anything after that, I start getting severe issues, right? But a lot of people, what they do is, and you probably realize this yourself, is that they take 300 milligram of test C, they take 500 milligram of MAST, they take 200 milligrams of Tren, they take 3 IUs of GH, then they take 600 milligrams of Boldenone.
Yeah.
They don't know what's doing what,
Yeah,
it's
because-
almost like you take a recipe, right? We'll put salt in there, we'll put pepper, we'll put cayenne pepper, we'll put paprika in there, we'll put thyme, lemon, mint.
You know what's good or
You
not.
don't know what the difference is in why the
Yeah.
recipe tastes good. That's always what I say when it comes to like a safer use model. Let's maximize this particular pathway for 6 to 8 weeks. Then we can add in another pathway, i.e. DHT derivative or growth hormone, or even more androgens like Anavar. Maybe if you're in the dieting phase, you put in some Tren, you put in some Winstrol, etc.,
need
etc.
it.
If you need it, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't actually need it. They over-rely upon the Mastron, the Primo, the test to do the job for them.
Yeah, I think most of the people don't want to pay a coach, so they just go on internet, just search cutting steroid cycle, and they do the cookie butter plan,
Yeah, cookie cutter shit. We've got a question down here. The difference between a bulking steroid and a cutting steroid.
No difference.
There's no
for me.
difference.
No.
You know?
For me, you can use also Anadrol to cut, Because
You can use everything.
if your diet is on point, if anything is on point, the steroids just do the same things, all the steroids. Then, if your diet is not on point, that's why the people say, "Oh, Dianabol, put me water," like because they don't know how to control estrogen, they don't know how to diet, they don't know anything. That's why we are still in 2024 talking about cutting steroids and bulking steroids.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I absolutely agree. Because the cutting and the cutting and the bulking part is
Yeah.
the calories. It's the calories. It's the energy balance. It is calories in versus calories out. Now, one thing that you can say, and I'm not saying this is correct, there are more advantages to increasing your androgen load and increasing your PED load in a dieting phase
Yeah.
because it drives up caloric
Yeah.
requirements. And that's what a lot of people actually don't understand is when you add in, say, 500 milligram of MASH, 500 milligram of Primo, your body's caloric requirements go up.
Yeah.
Same with Tren, same with Cleanse, same with T3, T4, same with all these drugs. They all have different levels of caloric requirements depending on how much you take.
Yeah.
And this is why Tren gets abused. Because Tren, out of all of those compounds, is the one that drives the caloric requirement so much, right? So people think, oh, well, I'm just going to up the Cleanse to 120 micrograms. I'm going to up the T3 to 75 micrograms. I'm going to up the T4 to 200 micrograms. I'm going to up the Tren to 300 milligrams. I can cheat on my diet. You're a fucking idiot. You probably can cheat on your diet and get away with it, and this is the problem.
But the consequence.
The consequences, right? Consequences of your heart, your liver, your kidneys.
Yes. Most of the people don't think about in 10 years. You know, like they think just at the moment, like they just want to up. I have a lot of clients that I lost a lot of clients just because they were saying, but if I go with the other coach, he let me just doing more stuff. And you don't need more stuff. You need to just put the effort.
You need more adherence.
Yeah.
You need more discipline.
Like, yeah, that's it.
You need a better mindset.
I don't care that you want to cheat 2 times a week. If you have a goal, the goal should be there. You don't switch the goal with PEDs. You know, I don't know why the people don't understand that and don't understand the consequences of what they do now. Like in 10 years, they will be fucked up, seriously, like a liver way, because most of the people also abuse this oral steroid.
Bro, they're the worst for you.
Yeah.
I had a conversation, right, with a client of mine who's been a long-term client. He had a consultation with me, and he asked me about the pros and cons of doing his first cycle. So I basically laid it out, and I said, right, it's a long-term commitment. So I explained the process, okay? He then comes back to me after thinking about it for a couple of weeks and said, what would you think about an Anavar-only cycle? And I said to him, for health implications and for longevity, you are far better off injecting testosterone into your muscles than taking Anavar for 16 weeks from a health point of view and from a progress point of view. You're going to get far more androgen uptake from 200 milligrams of testosterone than from 50 milligrams of Anavar.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a tablet. How much really can a tablet penetrate your hormones? You know, it can, but not as effectively to an intramuscular injection, right? And going back to the longevity thing, the reason why I'm retired, and we've had many conversations about this, is because last year when I prepped, my dad died, and he died of heart failure, kidney failure, liver failure, everything that you could associate with being a bodybuilder. All of those vital organs were problems for him. And they might be hereditary. They might be his undoing. I don't know. But it would be stupid of me to not take that as a warning sign and go, yeah, I'm just going to keep doing this. Don't worry about my dad who died at the age of 65 and he had kidney, liver, heart problems. Oh yeah, I'm just going to ignore that, you know, because a lot of people do though. Yeah. They do ignore that. They do have similar situations in the family. May not be directly their parents, but maybe cousins, aunties, uncles, grandmas, blah, 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 that die of these things. Then they don't look at the warning signs and they don't go, oh, maybe my family does have an issue with hearts. Maybe my family does have an issue with livers. Yeah. You know, it's not like you can go to the fucking supermarket and go, oh, can I have a new heart, please? Can I have a new liver? Can I have 2 new kidneys?
They wish.
Yeah, exactly. But this is, yeah, but brother, some people are treating their liver, kidneys, hearts as if they can go to the supermarket in 10 years' time and buy a new one.
Because they don't think about
it.
You
because they understand, oh, ignorance is bliss. I'm 25, I'm 30 now, I'm okay. But they don't realise that it's in 10 years' time they'll be 40 and they need to look after themselves. And bodybuilding will be done, bro. Yeah. You know, bodybuilding has a certain span of life. And people have to realise, especially from a competitive standpoint, that you can only do this maybe 10, maximum 15 years of your life.
Yeah.
If you live until the age of 80, that's not even fucking 20%. You know, when you understand it like that. So why are you risking your entire life for that 20% of lifespan?
I think like they don't understand this and they just think about that they want this condition at this moment, you know, and they want to do everything to reach what they're trying to reach. So they want to add, just not thinking about their self, their liver. Because when you have a kidney failure, you're fucked.
You're fucked.
You
You are fucked. The only thing that you can do is if you have a donor on standby, which is very rare.
Unfortunately, I have two of my ex-client that was coached by another coach, really famous in Italy. And they both are kidney failure. And they're 27. At 27,
right.
You have like kidney failure, you are like...
You're fucked.
Yeah, you're fucked. And
you're fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, we shouldn't be laughing, but fuck me, you're fucked if you're having a kidney failure at 27, bro. That kidney's got to go minimum 3 times that length.
Yeah.
Fucking Jesus.
Yeah, like I don't understand. Like the people, like we spoke about tren in Italy. The normal dosage of tren of an amateur athlete is 350.
Wow.
Less than 350, they say. Oh,
no, there's no point.
No point to do that.
They say there's no point.
Yes. But that's not their fault. It's the fault of the coach that are in Italy. Like they just load steroids on the athlete because they don't know how to give them the diet and stuff. That's why I don't want to coach anymore anyone that want to compete.
Yeah.
Because
they're too aggressive with that goal.
Yeah, if you don't do that and you try to compete in Italy, it's like you have a Fiat versus a Ferrari, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
So also for the woman, like my girlfriend don't compete anymore in Italy because they are just like now the bikini are just men.
Yes.
They're becoming a man
problem,
now.
eh?
It's really a big problem.
Yeah.
Because I don't think a bikini was meant to do that.
I don't either. You know, it's a completely different skill set. Yeah, it's a completely different set of knowledge to understand how androgens come into the normal hormonal cycle that they have.
Oh yes.
You know, exactly.
It's so hard.
Like, bro, I have a girlfriend, and that is enough of an insight for me to know on a monthly basis things are changing, and then you add in androgens, you add in extra hormones.
Yes.
Good fucking luck, brother. Fuck.
Yeah, like I coach like a bit of woman because I was like studying a lot about, but still it's completely different to coach a woman to a man. And also you need to know when to stop.
I just don't think for women as well, you necessarily need to take PEDs to be a high level athlete.
No. It comes out also like some
but it's
genetic
all, look,
stuff.
At the end of the day, brother, it's all,
but
we're talking all about PEDs, bro. It's all genetics.
Yeah, it's genetics.
Like we're talking about fucking Isaac. Is it Isaac?
Isaiah,
yeah?
Yeah, Isaiah.
Geezer does one show. He qualifies for his pro card.
Yes.
He then does another show. He qualifies to the Olympia.
Exactly.
You know? And it's like, you look at that and you go, right, you were quite clearly made to be a men's physique bodybuilder, right? So all these other people that are taking all the risks, taking unnecessary risks on their health, on their lifespan, all for the sake of a trophy, pretty much. A trophy, a card to
you want
climb
to
up the ladder.
Olympia, so you know.
You want to go to Olympia, and then if you have to exhaust all these variables, right? Let's go through and let's say people are taking this amount, yeah? If you're having to do that to just become a pro, it's not for you.
You know, most
you understand?
But most of the people want to become a pro just to have more clients, you know?
Yeah, well, that's the wrong approach, though, isn't it?
Yes, I know.
It's like at the end of the day, do you know what? You don't have to be a high-level bodybuilder to be a high-level coach.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, right? How many high-level athletes and pros are high-level coaches?
No one.
I can't think of anyone on the top of my head. Every single person that comes to mind have either had a really good physique and competed, but not pros, and are really good coaches, or they've done one prep and now they're a full-time coach and they're very successful. I don't know anyone that is top level IFBB pro and top level coach. No one. I don't know anyone. No. Now that may be coincidental, but I don't think it is.
No, all the top level athletes in Italy that I know that do coaching, but they just copy what their coach do for them.
Yeah, and that's the fucking.
But that's a problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah, because like some people come to me like for a consultation, they have a lot of problem because when they have like gynecomastia and also other stuff, because the coach was not answer properly of their issue. They were saying like, I have like some sensitive here, and they say, it's normal.
Normal, yeah.
Normal. It's not normal.
It's
You
not
know,
normal.
that's why after 48 hours you have your gynecomastia. You just need to get surgery
Yeah.
to get it down. But still, like they need to be athlete and not coach, because if you are a coach and you coach some people that want to use PDs, you need to have a lot of knowledge. You need to know how to answer. Because you
'Cause it's
are,
all about the pathways and the relationships between the pathways. Like, talk to me about, you've got more knowledge in this than I have. I have a very fundamental knowledge about it, but
Yeah.
for instance, the relationship between GH and T4,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's another thing that the people don't understand. Most of the people take GH with T3 because they don't know. Like GH increase the conversion. Well, we can start from, we have in the body T4 that convert in T3. That is
Yes.
the real hormone. Yeah, and GH, when you inject GH in your body, the body convert more T4 in T3. So imagine that we have a socket of T4.
Like creatine, right? Let's
Yeah.
say the 5 grams.
Yeah, like, and the T4 socket will be empty because it will be more conversion of T4 in T3. So we need to supply to the body T4, not actually T3. Also because T3 will be like also worse if we take with GH and make it GH work less. So if we supply to T4 to the body, then will be more conversion of T4 to T3 as well, and the socket will be not empty, and also GH will work better.
Yeah.
So, but this is like a things that everyone I ask for, they don't know why they take T4 or T3 with GH.
What's your opinion on taking T4 year round?
For me, like is a good. Depend, depends on the athlete.
Yes.
If you take GH normally,
Yes.
for me it's like a good way to maximize what you do.
Yeah.
And if you don't take GH, but your thyroid don't work good, yes, would be
Yes.
a good idea. Also because we know the impact of PEDs on thyroid.
Yeah.
After some point, the thyroid will go down anyway.
Yeah.
Also, if you use thyroid in the prep, competition prep and stuff, so the thyroid will be not the same when we started. So taking T4 year round will maximize what we do during the year.
As well, like a lot of people, I mean, look, I once didn't know this, you know.
Yeah.
I was educated, and I educated myself after being made aware that T4 and T3 have an incredibly similar relationship to the body like testosterone.
Yeah.
So when you are putting T4 and T3 in, your natural production stops,
Yes.
just like testosterone.
Yeah.
So I previously thought that what it did was elevate the levels. Of course it elevates the levels, right?
Yeah.
But that's because you're taking more from an exogenous perspective than your body's producing, right? I thought that that was the case, but in reality, what happens is once you start taking levothyroxine and once you start taking T3, you put yourself in a position where your body goes, I have this coming in. I don't need to produce.
Exactly.
Exactly the same with the testosterone.
Yeah.
But instead of obviously the side effects of testosterone, your balls shrinking, like my balls are like fucking pistachios.
Yeah, me too.
They're like pistachios, brother.
Yes.
So, like the thyroid glands that we have now will probably be quite small because they haven't had to generate thyroid hormones and stimulate that because we've been bringing. This is obviously if you take it year round, which I personally take for T4 year round purely from a stability point of view. You know, I go right. I'm gonna rely on this, just like I did the same mentality with the testosterone.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy to jab my ass for the rest of my life and have 125, 150 milligrams of testosterone in my system.
Me too.
So I'm also happy to take a pill
Yeah.
and have 100 micrograms or the equivalent dosage of what it
Yeah.
is. Right? You can never guarantee it
Yeah.
in my system consistently.
Yeah.
You know, because I ran out, like I said to you, I ran out the other day and
You feel
I
it.
felt it straight away, bro.
Yeah, but the only thing that is different between T4 and testosterone is if you stop testosterone after like some year that you use,
Yeah.
will be like if you don't do PCT, will be like lots of months before the body will start again to
100%.
produce a bit of testosterone. With T4 or thyroid hormones, the body can start again after 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I see that also in clients that taking year round for 5, 6 years, they stopped. And after 3 weeks, the thyroid will start again to work. That's the only difference between testosterone.
It's a big difference, but yeah.
It's a big difference, yeah.
Yeah.
But still, I think that, as I said before, the impact of the PEDs on thyroid will be better to maximize what we do and taking T4 year round. If we take GH, even more.
Yes.
That's why I use.
So you're saying T4 year round as a mandatory requirement, and then it's even more important if you're taking GH.
Yeah, for me it's like as a mandatory if you take GH.
Yeah, absolutely mandatory.
Yeah. Like I take GH year round, like normal dosage. Not
2 IUs
yeah,
I take.
Yeah, 2 IU. And I take year round the T4. That's why. But the people also mistake that because they think, oh, I need to take T4 year round. Oh, but why 200? I will go for 200.
Yes.
And why 2 IU is low? I will take 6, 8.
Yeah.
And then you need insulin.
Yeah.
You know? Like the people, all you say to the people don't understand and do what they want. So if you say like T4 year round is good, say, oh yes, also 100 or 300, what's the difference?
Yeah. But that's the thing as well, like from our point of view, so for anyone wondering and listening going, whoa, why 100 micrograms of T4? 100 micrograms of T4 will essentially replace the physiological dosage.
Yeah.
Yeah? So if you have an underactive thyroid, you would actually go to the doctors and they would prescribe levothyroxine sodium. Okay, that's the technical scientific term. So my mum, right? Yeah. So the actually first time I ever knew about levothyroxine sodium is like my mum takes it, and she takes 75 micrograms.
Yeah, 75.
But she's also played around with the dosage. Like the NHS has sometimes given her 125, sometimes given her 100, sometimes given her 75, and now 75 is where she sits due to her levels.
Like the normal function.
Exactly, and that's her normal function. So imagine she's a 60-year-old woman, and 75 is her normal function. Maybe for us, it could be 100, 125, but 100. And this is very important to understand. 100 from an adherence point of view is one tablet. It's fucking easy.
Yeah.
Eh? It's fucking easy, bro.
Also because if not, you need to do blood exam every month.
Exactly. And then it's all about understanding the sacrifices and basically going, is the juice worth the squeeze? Right? Same with GH, right?
Yeah.
If you take more than 2 IUs a day, 1, more money. 2, you're going to have to see if you even need 4 to 6. And then you're going to have to look at, how much insulin do I have to take because of the IGF-1 spike? I don't know. You're going to have to figure all that shit out. Again, that's sacrifice, that's money, that's time, that's energy that you have to put into 5% extra.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's another thing that I think is really important when someone takes GH year round is, and another thing that save you time and give you like a lot more benefits is metformin.
Metformin is very good.
Metformin, like for me, is one of the best medicine that someone invented. The people mistake and they say
metformin and telmisartan.
What?
Telmisartan.
Yeah, telmisartan. Yeah.
Also. Magic drugs.
Yeah, but if we talk about like glycemia and stuff, metformin is amazing. Most of the people in Italy don't take it because their coach say, "Oh no, but you will level down the IGF-1." Man, we are taking everything that will skyrocket our IGF-1.
Yes,
What's the point to the 2%?
Worry about the slight difference. But also as well, from a glucose disposal side of things, it's a great GDA. Yeah. And also as well, in the UK, I don't know about it in Italy, but in the UK, if you have like pre-onset diabetes, or if they suspect that you have diabetes, they will pump you full of metformin.
Yeah.
Bro, and I mean like more than 500 milligrams. I'm talking like 1.5 grams.
Yeah, 1.5 grams.
They will pump you with metformin and go, can we fix this with metformin?
In Italy, it was like that.
Yeah.
But now the pharmaceutical company know that metformin don't cost nothing.
Yeah.
They don't earn so much money, so they just push the people to take insulin instead. Also, if you have a pre-diabetes, they say, oh, but you end up for sure with insulin. So why you don't start with insulin?
May as well just start straight away, yeah.
And it's not a real.
It's not the right attitude, because imagine if you took that attitude with PEDs and go, oh, well, you could take 250 milligrams of testosterone and see a difference, but you may as well take 600.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the same.
It's exactly the same. You know, it's like,
yeah.
well, yes, you can, but what's the point? Now, we spoke about PCT.
Yeah.
Now, in your opinion, okay, do you know what? I'm going to give a case study here, okay? Yeah. Let's say you're a competitive bodybuilder, okay, and you have aspirations to compete for the next 5 years. Or you are taking PEDs for the first time and you have aspirations to compete in the next 18 to 24 months. Do you PCT?
No.
No.
Not anymore.
No.
Like, I mean, in the past, people will PCT. And
it was advised, yeah.
It was advised. But now, blast and cruise.
Blast and cruise.
Yeah, blast and cruise. It's also
safest, healthiest,
exactly.
and most efficient.
Yeah, also, like, you can maintain the gains that you have, like, in the cycle. Because if you do PCT every time, you go two step up and 3 down, you know?
Do you know what, as well? You're actually giving your body a lot of work.
Yes.
You know, the only time that I would genuinely ever recommend PCT is if somebody has fully committed to just stopping performance-enhancing drugs, or they want to have a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But even then, bro, I know some people who have been geared up to the fucking gills, bro, and they've made their girl pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's all individual.
Like, one of my clients is a competitive bodybuilder, and he was taking tren, and after 3 weeks that he stopped training, he was getting pregnant, the girl. So.
And it's everyone's different. Like, I think when a lot of people come to me and go, oh, will I ever be able to have kids? Of course you will be able to have kids. You know?
Or if you just put in the position that you are just on TRT and you add maybe some ACG, you can be, like, fertile.
This is the thing as well. People don't understand. Like, it's like they actually think that the best thing to do when it comes to having natural levels of testosterone is to completely come off, put your body through the whole stress of minimum 6 months, maximum 18 months, because the research says it can be anywhere between 6 to 18 months.
Yeah.
Which, bro, putting up with, like, low levels of libido and obviously depression and all that sort of stuff, like, people don't realize how readily available testosterone needs to be in a male's body for them to be a high functioning individual. Yes. You know, we're not talking just bodybuilding in here. We're not just talking muscle growth here. We're talking being a functioning male.
Quality of life.
Yeah, quality of life, and actually being able to do the things that you want to do on a daily basis, rather than, because people are like, they wonder, like, why a lot of people in COVID had depression, and a lot of people in, like, low light countries have, like, SAD and depression. It's because these things impact testosterone. The social aspect, you know, like, it's like two gorillas, right? It's like if two gorillas meet, they go, ooh, right? And the testosterone goes up because they're interacting. Yeah. So let's take that back, and, like, let's say you're interacting with another male. Your testosterone, it's not going to spike like a fucking massive pole vault, but it will go up because you've had a positive male interaction, you know. And that's why when people were isolated and when people don't go outside and don't have a sunlight exposure, your testosterone goes down, your depression comes, because you're not getting what your body needs. Yeah. And, like, I don't know about you, bro, but I don't want to put myself through that.
Oh, like, I'll give you a story about me. When I start testosterone, I didn't start for bodybuilding, actually.
Yeah.
No. Because I was 2020 when I started my first time TRT, and I was feeling like so because I was doing completely another life.
Yeah.
I was not doing bodybuilding life. I was doing just nightlife. I was working in the nightlife, so you can imagine what's.
Bro, I was a doorman. Yeah. I've done it. I've been bartender, doorman.
So
I get
it. You know, I was drinking every night and stuff, and I started to feel depressed, low libido.
Yeah.
Something that never happened to me. So at some point, my father said, "Why you don't do blood exam?" And I went to this doctor, and he said, well, probably you have a low testosterone. Say, me, low testosterone, impossible. I'm
Impossible.
Italian stallion.
Italian stallion.
And, I did the blood exam, and my testosterone, I have the photo after, I will show you, 0.63. Zero.
Shit.
I was fucking smashing.
Do you think the alcohol played a role there?
Yes,
100%.
exactly. If you see the study, alcohol will suppress your testosterone
A lot.
Yeah, when you get really drunk.
Yes.
For 48 hours, your body will not produce testosterone.
And this is another thing, right? And this is why I hate the bullshit that gets flown around when it comes to alcohol. They go, oh yeah, you can go out and get pissed once a week and you can be fine. But they look at it from a purely caloric point of view.
Yeah.
You have to understand that alcohol is a drug.
Yes.
Yes, you may not think it's a drug because you can buy it in Tesco's, but it's a fucking drug that has a very large effect on your natural hormone production,
Everything.
on your bodily function, your
Fat loss.
kidney filtration, your liver filtration, your fat loss. But all these coaches go, oh, well, a bottle of wine is 800 calories. You can drink 2 of those and still be in a calorie deficit. It's like,
And their
fuck
fat
off.
loss, because they don't understand
You're
how
fucking stupid.
Yeah, and they don't know how fat loss work. Because alcohol will stop that.
They will stop it.
Because the body.
Because if you, well, because alcohol,
Yeah.
you ingest alcohol,
Yeah.
right? Your body has the mechanisms
Yeah.
to digest fat, protein, carbohydrates.
down.
Has the physiological process and actual systems, yeah?
Yeah.
When alcohol comes in, your body goes, brother, I can't digest this into fuel.
No.
I can't use it. I can't turn this ethanol into energy.
Yeah.
So what happens? It just gets stored as extra body fat.
Yeah. Also, like you have like the fat loss phase and stuff. If you ingest alcohol, the body the first things that do is like feel intoxicated and try to get out what intoxicate the body. So all the other function will be
Stop.
put apart. So you're not even taking a large amount of calorie for nothing, and then have no production of testosterone and not fat loss. So what's the point? What's the point not to switch that calorie in a properly cheat meal?
Yes.
That will fuel the body.
Yes.
But the people don't understand that because the people are not willing to commit 100% to bodybuilding. Like, and I speak like from a point of view that a person that do everything that the people shouldn't do in my life. I do like a lot of things that I don't say to anyone to replicate. But now I feel that when I start my bodybuilding journey, I commit myself 100%, and now I don't drink even 1 milliliter of alcohol because it's not.
There's no need.
There's no need.
Honestly, I think alcohol is the biggest scam in the world.
Yes.
Because it's readily available. You can buy it so easily, but it actually has no net positive on your quality of life, apart from giving you the confidence to go and speak to some fucking girls in a dark, dirty nightclub where they don't even fucking care what you look like.
Yes.
But
And
that's realistically the only positive. Like, I used alcohol a lot, and I used cocaine, I used ketamine a lot in a socialist scenario to make myself more confident or to make myself more appealing to certain individuals. And then once you realize, you come out of that, right, and you go,
how the fuck I speak
bro,
with a girl?
exactly, and you meet a real woman, let's say you meet a real woman, bro, they hate that sort of shit.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's never touched a drug in her life, you know? Like, she would literally say to me, what the fuck are you doing, if I was to be in a social occasion with her and whack out a bag of cocaine.
Yeah.
But the reason why people are taking this stuff is to have more confidence with women, to get a high, to feel a certain way in a nightclub, to feel a certain way at a rave.
Yeah.
You know, the raves are the big one, right?
Yes.
And don't get me wrong, bro. Ketamine and cocaine, when the dance lights are going, and
crazy.
yeah, it's nice. But brother, the next day you're like, fucking hell.
Yeah, you're depressed.
Your body is like, poof, it's like an adrenaline dump, right? So
yeah, I remember when I stopped everything because I stopped from one day to the other one, and I was saying, how I can fuck with a girl without being pissed, you know? Because every time I was having sex,
do you know why I stopped, bro? It's funny. I stopped, bro, because my dick didn't work.
Yeah,
Bro, every time I took anything, bro, anything up my nose, yeah, my dick just wouldn't work, bro.
Yeah,
So I was
but-
like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, exactly. But imagine just with alcohol, yeah, you can
Yes.
the dick work properly.
Sometimes.
No, for me, it was like really good. You know?
Excellent. Bellissimo.
2 or 3 girls.
24 hours.
Yeah. Anyway, like, but then after I stopped, I say, how the fuck I can have sex with a girl without being drunk? You know?
Yeah.
It was like a big things for me.
Yeah.
Like, it was a big.
How
change.
did you overcome that? Was it the gym? Was what? How did you get over that?
I don't remember, to be
You don't
honest.
remember, yeah?
Yeah, no, like I was after my because I got arrested as well. I got arrested because I was driving drunk.
Ah.
And I had like 3 years of probation.
Shit.
Yes.
Did you get your driving license taken away?
Yes.
Wow.
But just for 6 months. Then after 6 months,
brother.
but they
If someone took my driver license away for 6 months, fuck me.
Yeah.
Imagine if you couldn't drive a
But
scooter
it was
here.
2 years before because my lawyer was really good. And
Yeah.
after 6 months,
So it was 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. And I had 3 years of law stuff, and I had like to do 5 months of work in the street. I don't know how do you say in English when you work social work, yeah?
Yeah, minimum wage or community work. Community work.
Community work, yeah.
Yeah.
For 6 months,
So your punishment was 6 months driving ban and 6 months community service.
€10,000.
10,000 euros.
Yes.
Did you have that?
My father.
Yeah, fuck.
But I had to give him back because he
Yeah.
was so crazy about me.
Shit.
Yeah, but still. And then at that point, I say, what the fuck I'm doing?
Yeah.
And then I think bodybuilding.
It's a big lesson, that is.
Yeah, and then bodybuilding saved my life. To be honest, bodybuilding saved my life because I passed from an addiction to another one.
Yes.
But this is
It's a healthier
addiction.
one.
Yeah, healthier.
You know?
I think all the people that I know that use PDs as well have a past in another things.
Oh, bro, like, I don't really have an addictive personality, but I understand that a lot of people simply swap the addictiveness of PEDs
Yeah.
from a previous addiction of cocaine, ketamine, even stuff like painkillers, paracetamol, sleeping drugs,
100%.
all these things, they're just transferring one addiction for the other. But if you want my honest opinion, I think that is a far healthier alternative than
If you're
sniffing.
doing the proper way.
If you're doing the safer way, safe way, you're doing things properly, you're jabbing a certain amount of times a week, we'll talk about that,
Yes.
instead of sniffing a bag of fucking cocaine or ketamine up your nose every week. Because, bro, I'm telling you now, my memory before university, sharp. Like, I have read the stories and read the research articles linking cocaine abuse to onset dementia, and my memory's never been the same since after university. Like, I went 4 years consistently, maybe not, but the first year I was a bit of a pussy, right? The first year I had a girlfriend who was back at home. I was very tame, right? But second, third, and fourth year, bro, mate, I was like twice a week, 3 times a week, yeah? And now my memory's fucking shit.
Yeah. Sometimes you got like you're watching something and you say,
Yeah.
"What the fuck I'm thinking?"
Yeah.
You don't know what you are doing. You know?
And I'm convinced it can't be anything else. And I've done the
for
research.
sure
bro.
it's that.
I've done the research, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's one of them things where you look at it and go, "Fuck." I mean, if you'd have known that, and this is why I want to do my podcast, because let's say somebody's listening to this right now who does a bit of bodybuilding but also goes out on the piss and sniffs cocaine. Let's spend a bit more time bodybuilding, be a bit healthier. You know?
Yeah, because there are a lot of people that do bodybuilding.
They
Use
do both, huh?
PEDs.
They do both. That's the worst thing.
I say,
Like
why?
PEDs plus alcohol and cocaine, ketamine,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. The worst combination that you could ever have.
I've done like a lot of reels, but still are in Italian, so
Yeah.
you can understand. But I have done a lot of reels about that. But because I speak from a point of view of a person that does that
Yes,
in the past,
we've been there.
so I know.
Trust
Because
me, we know.
like a lot of
We know.
people, a lot of people say like, you don't need to take drugs or drink alcohol, but you never do that. So you don't understand that.
You don't understand the impact and the actual
impact.
addiction, and more so, especially if you're, let's say you're a male who's like between age 20 and 25, right? It's very, very, very acceptable to be doing that shit.
Yeah.
Like, especially at
More
university.
than bodybuilding.
100%. Like, so I think now bodybuilding's become more of a culture, more of a mainstream passion, right?
Yeah.
But bro, like I used to work as a security guard for 4 years. The amount of people that I used to see in the gym, but also in the toilet sniffing a bag of cocaine was ridiculous.
Yes.
Almost more than just the normal people.
Well, because I feel the people don't know how to have fun without,
100%.
So
100%, brother. Because that's the problem here. It's not having the confidence to be like, you know what, I can be my own person here.
Yeah.
But also relying upon the drugs and the amount of stimulation and the euphoric reaction from the ketamine, the cocaine. It makes them feel a certain way, right? It makes them feel maybe like, I mean, look, I can tell you now, okay? There are certain moments that I've had in business, in bodybuilding, in coaching that have, I'm not going to say 100% matched, but virtually matched the euphoric nature of a cocaine high. But you just have to earn it. Like winning a bodybuilding show, the relief, the euphoria that you feel after that, after the months and months of work, the hours of cardio, the hours of training, the hours of adherence to your diet, that genuinely comes incredibly close to a drug high, really close. It just takes a lot longer to achieve, right? And that's the difference between people who are bodybuilders and competitors and people who sniff drugs at the weekend, is that they're chasing the same high, it just, one's a longer journey than the other.
Yeah, they want all now.
Yes, they want everything yesterday, bro.
They are the same person that come to you and ask you, can I be like 20 kilos more and shredded in 3 months?
Impossible. Impossible.
Impossible. When I am Jesus Christ.
What am I, Gandhi? Yeah, it's fucking quality. Yeah. Now let's talk about the jab cycles, right? The biggest question I get asked is how many times a week should you jab?
Yeah. You need to see like the pharmacokinetic of the testosterone, of the masteron, and you need to know the half-life, the elimination life of the product. Mm-hmm. But let's say we talk about test C, test E that are really close. Yeah. That will be like maybe another point. Yeah. Because the people don't understand.
Yeah, I've got that down, like in terms of what the difference is between test C, test E, and test B.
Yeah, so test C and test E that are really similar, like as half-life, elimination life. And the people think that if they have like 5-7 days of half-life, they can jab just once a week. Yeah. But if you see and if you know how the spike is in the body,
the actual synthesization and the secretion of the hormone happens.
Yeah, just think about what the body do naturally. Yeah, the body don't do like don't produce 125 milligram of testosterone in one day.
No, it's a steady increase, right?
Exactly. That's why we are just try to mimic what the body do naturally. So jobbing like maybe 3-4 times a week will get our blood level of testosterone really stable, consistent, no side effect. Yeah. Because if you spike the testosterone in one job a week, then the spike of testosterone come with also a spike of estrogen. Because the body need to.
And then also a big spike means a big fall.
Exactly.
Right.
And then you feel.
And people underestimate that.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, it can't be that bad. Yeah. Well, you do that for 16 weeks versus doing 16 weeks of jabbing 3 to 4 times a week, and you see the difference.
Yeah.
Your nipples won't feel itchy. Your nipples won't feel puffy. You won't have insecurities. Yeah. You won't, because all these things, right? And this is one thing I will say. All of these things that happen subconsciously, they think it's just them being an insecure male. It's because your estrogen is high. Yeah. You are thinking like a female because your body is slowly turning into a female. Exactly. Not drastically, like, we're not going to go transgender on this shit. No. But your levels of estrogen, when they go up, you are going to have female tendencies. That is going to be jumping to conclusions, having insecurities, not being confident, everything that you would associate with a normal female. Exactly. Right?
I work with one of the best doctor about TRT in Italy. It's like he's an international doctor. It's called Andrea Militello, and he's known everywhere in the world. He's the only one that speak about the microdosing in Italy, because most of the doctors you go there, you are really lucky if they give you testosterone if you are hypogonadic, because most of them don't give you testosterone. Yeah. They just give you Viagra, Cialis, that's it. and you don't solve any problem.
They basically solve the libido issue.
Exactly, but most of the time don't work because if your mind is not properly,
Well, that's the problem with erectile dysfunction's really in the brain.
yes,
You know, it's nothing actually comic. It's not chemically.
90%
Yeah,
of the people.
it's never really chemically.
Yeah, because you give them 5 milligram of Cialis, that is nothing. We use like for prostate and blood pressure.
Yeah.
And they say, oh yeah, now I can do whatever. Yeah, because
Placebo.
Yeah, brain. It's always like that. I always, when my client asks me, oh no, I see that after 3 weeks of cycle I can go with my girlfriend. Yeah, or you don't like your girlfriend anymore.
Yeah, 100% though.
Or you have a problem in your brain and you need to think about that. Then when I realized that there is no discussion anymore, I say, okay, take 5 milligram of Cialis. And the problem is solved,
Yeah.
99% of the time. Because the dosage for erectile dysfunction is 20 milligram,
Yeah.
not 5.
Yeah.
So
that is the minimum effective dosage.
exactly.
20 milligrams.
Yeah.
So if you're giving somebody 5 milligrams and it's giving them the required result, then you know that it was never needed in the first place.
Yeah, like I use just 5
It may as well be a sugar pill, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the 5 milligram is just for prostate issue.
Yes.
Or to save the prostate, and also for blood pressure.
pressure, yeah.
That's amazing. 5 milligram a day, like for longevity stuff.
Yes.
But turning back with the test C jobbing and stuff, Andrea Militaro, that is the doctor where I work with, he was saying that if you job every day, I know it's not
a pain I've done it, bro. It's a pain in the
yeah,
ass.
it's not fun to that. But if you commit
Yes.
to do all the life this, you need to maximize what you do.
Yeah.
And if you do every day, your blood level is so stable, and you can even increase the dosage.
Exactly.
That's why I can do 500
Yes.
milligrams, because if I do twice a week, I couldn't.
Yes. I
Now,
agree.
if I do every day, I can do 500 milligrams and have a blood so stable that I don't have to take nothing to have like a normal estrogen and stuff.
Yeah.
Then there is another point where we can add to TRT something that acts like an anti-estrogen.
Like Masteron or Primo.
Like Masteron, like Primo, like Bolden.
Yep.
But
you know, it's interesting. People don't, in the UK especially, people don't use Boldenone as an AI agent. They use it more as like, right, I'm going to use this pathway to increase androgen receptor promotion, right?
But the problem is that the people don't understand that if you crush your estrogen with Boldenon, and trust me, I think 10% of the people know these things about Boldenon, because the people know just what they read on internet.
Yes,
and
100%.
Boldenon like aromatize 50% compared to testosterone. That's not true, because like there is like a estro. I don't remember the name. Anyway, that acts like an anti-aromatizer. And if you take Boldenon, let's say if you take 250 test and 500 Boldenon, your estrogen will be so crashed.
Yeah.
And when your estrogen is crashed, you don't grow.
No. You need to basically have a certain level of estrogen in your system for the testosterone to actually be effective.
Yeah, exactly. And also, the people don't understand that in the male, for growing, is not testosterone the base, it's estrogen. Because when the estrogen are bit high that the people can handle, more the estrogen high and more IGF-1 conversion there is. So, and IGF-1 conversion is the one that
Is the powerful.
Yeah. So the people just think, oh, I want to put like 751 gram of testosterone. Yeah. And then they take like 1 milligram of Arimidex a day, they crash the estrogen, and that's it. If you take 250 and you don't take any Arimidex and stuff like that, it's the same. Because if you block estrogen, that's it.
Bro, I would never recommend anything more than Arimidex 3 times a week. So 1 milligram 3 times
For
a
high
week.
dosage.
Maximum. If somebody needs to control their estrogen, then the remedy I would give is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 milligram, right? I would never.
For me, it's really, really too much.
I would never say one a day.
No.
Because one, that's going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Arimidex isn't cheap.
Yeah.
Proper Arimidex isn't cheap.
Yeah, they're one from pharmacy.
And two, you're going to just be able to crash your estrogen levels to the point where you're going to have to lower the dosage of testosterone anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's no point, right?
No.
But this is the problem. Like, a lot of people think, if my estrogen's high, there's only one solution. If my testosterone's high, there's only one solution. And that's the problem. Like, there's so many workarounds that when you actually understand the pathways, you can realize that you can utilize them together and pair them together and use them off against each other. It's like attack versus defense in football.
Like I have some client that do, the really big guy, that do 750 tests, and they do 750 Bolderon, and they don't have to take any Arimidex, not even one a week, and they have perfect estrogen. Why? Because Bolderon act like as an aromatizer. But the people don't know that. The people take ridiculous amount of Bolderon because also, this is another thing. Bolderon, if you ask to anyone, they say, don't take less than 800. It's no point about
again.
it. Okay. If you take,
I was told this as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I was told you can't take less than 600.
Bullshit. But like if you take 800 milligram of Bolderon, how much test you need to take before not to crash estrogen? So it's really hard to use Bolderon in an effective way.
Yes.
You
really have to know the individual.
Yes. And you need to do the blood exam with Bolderon, because if you take Bolderon without blood exam, most of the guy will have crash estrogen.
Yeah.
If you crash estrogen, you are wasting a cycle.
Yes.
Completely.
Yes.
So, but it's a powerful drugs from another part of you, because if you take in the right amount with the right amount of test, you can have like the test really high without estrogen problem.
Yes.
So
speaking about, just to wrap it up, speaking about the effectiveness of drugs, what is your top 5 PEDs? So let's say somebody, irrespective of the goal, what is your top 5 PEDs that you would use? And I want you to include everything. I want you to include GH, metformin, telmisartan, Cialis, whatever the fuck you think. Okay. Top 5.
So I will go for a test.
Number 1?
Yeah, test number 1, test E or C.
Yeah. Number 1, test E, test C, I agree.
Yeah, I don't like the other one because there is like a lot of spike, not for the effect. Yeah. Then GH.
Yeah.
Primo.
Yep.
And then metformin and telmisartan.
Metformin and telmisartan, yeah.
And this is like the top 5 also in the safe way of
safe use, yeah.
Safe use. If you use these 5 things in the right way, you are safe.
100%.
Obviously, you need to every time do the blood exam, because also another problem is that people don't do blood exam. Never.
No, I recommend it every 16 weeks.
Yeah.
Every 16 to 20 weeks. Three times a year.
They are scared about.
Yeah.
So what's your top 5 then?
I would say top 5 for me, test C.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would then say T4.
T4. Oh, yeah.
See, I cut you on. So I was like, yes, you didn't say it. So number 1, test C. Number 2, T4. Number 3, GH. Number 4, Primo. Number 5, telmisartan. Okay, yeah. That's what I would go with.
So which is the metformin and T4.
Yes. So I would swap out metformin for T4 in the top 5 list.
Yeah.
And that's it. But would you now swap T4 and metformin out? Or would you keep it in? Yeah, keep it in?
Yeah. Because like most of the people can handle the amount of sugar and carbohydrates in the body without metformin, you know?
Yeah.
T4 is more essential for me. Like.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the top, for in terms of your top 5 PEDs, essential is the right one. So that's my top 5. That's your top 5. And that is the end of the podcast, my people. We've absolutely gone through an hour.
Yes.
We still have many, many things to discuss, but we're not going anywhere. So we'll definitely do another episode. 100%, brother. And bodybuilding myths broken by Mirko and Stephen part 2 is coming very, very soon. Breaking bodybuilding myths.
From Mario and Wario.
Mario and Luigi.
From Mario and Wario, everything is done now.
I want to say, stop being a fucking idiot. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. And we'll catch you in the next episode.
Thank you.